Featuring a funky new synthetic insulation, Atherm, the Mountain Equipment Aureus jacket is the lightest and most packable synthetic jacket that the brand has ever made. Designed with both alpine climbers and backpackers in mind, the Aureus is the perfect jacket for anyone looking for maximum warmth for minimal weight and packability. And because it's synthetic, it handles moisture far better than down does. There is a vest available, but we are reviewing the jacket here today. Now, Mountain Equipment very kindly supplied us with 3 Aureus jackets, and we've had one on review in the Alps, another in Scotland, and the final one here with me within the Peak District. The first question is, what exactly is the Aureus? And is it a full-blown Scottish winter belay jacket? And the answer is, not quite. It's actually a whole lot more versatile than that. Due to its slightly closer cut and its lesser thickness, it's actually a bit of a jack of all trades. You could wear this on the move or stationary, and it's light enough for year-round use that a Scottish winter belay jacket just isn't. So to draw a logical comparison within Mountain Equipment's collection, and that is with the Fitzroy jacket, their flagship Scottish winter belay jacket. That comes in at 600 grams compared to the Aureus's 390. So there is a significant difference both in weight, but particularly in the packability. Now, the Fitzroy will give that greater sense of protection throughout those tough winter belays. The Aureus, in comparison, maybe in part as a result of the lighter weight materials, doesn't necessarily give that same sense of ballast and grounding that the Fitzroy does. But it's definitely more suitable for year-round use. And it's also the one that you'd want to carry with you, simply because the weight saving is so significant. Now, when it comes to sizing, the answer largely depends on what you want to use it for. I've got a size large here, which is a size up for me, and I'd say that this is the best size for a belay jacket, something that you want to wear over multiple layers. However, if I was to use this as more of an on-the-go piece, I think a medium would have been spot on. I think the crucial thing is to decide what you want to use it for, and then go into a shop and try it on with those layers on, just to make sure. Now, within the review team, there were differences of opinion with regards to the cut. The broader shouldered members of the team found that there was a little bit of lift when they were raising their arms above their head. The slightly slimmer members of the team found that there wasn't. So that could be an influencing factor. However, I do wish to make note that the sizing here is really important. And I think if you do find that it is lifting, it's worth considering going up that extra size. There's also both a men's and a women's model available. One of the first things you notice whilst putting on the Aureus jacket is just how quickly it warms up. It feels almost instantaneous. And that's something we've not noticed before with any other jacket. Even in down jackets or synthetic jackets, it usually takes a bit of time before they start to warm up. But within the Aureus, it is immediately noticeable. And that all comes down to Atherm and the way in which it's constructed. When it comes to what Atherm actually is, we caught up with Dr. Matt Fuller at Mountain Equipment headquarters to get his take on what it is.
So we'd had this unique material for a while in the office, and we'd been trying for years to try and work out how to do anything with it, but everything didn't quite work. We've got a wall in the design office which is just covered in failures. We tried. The thing is, it was so different from anything we'd had before. It wasn't just a sheet of insulation you sewed into things, so you had to do something different with it. And we tried everything and nothing quite worked. And then we had this other material come along, and it's reflective, so it's very good for reflecting heat back to the user. And we combined that with this stuff in a way that no one had quite done before. So we took two materials readily available and then combined them in a unique way. That's how we came up with this cool structure that makes the key for the insulation performance. Really good wet weather performance, really good breathability, really good warmth.
When it comes to features, Mountain Equipment have kept things pleasantly minimalist. There's a chest pocket, which is a really important feature, especially now that phones have both your camera and your topos on them. There's two hand warmer pockets, of which one acts as a stuff sack. There's an internal pocket, which is great for either gloves or climbing shoes if you're looking to keep them warm. And finally, there is a whopping over helmet hood. So whilst the Aureus may not directly replace your traditional big Scottish winter belay jacket, what it does replace is almost everything else. It is best in class in its warmth to weight, and the fact that it's so packable means that it's just easy to carry. And when you do need to deploy it, there are fewer things that are going to keep you as warm as this will. Its price tag is as you would expect for a jacket that represents the pinnacle of technological development. And at £335, it's about what you'd expect. And if you are looking for a cheaper alternative, there is jackets like Mountain Equipment's Shelterstone, which comes in at a significantly more reasonable price point.